What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Proven Power Cycles. If you don't know me, my name is Eric, and today we are going to test a 2019 Z900 with the catalytic converter in the bike. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to remove that and then test it again without it. And needless to say, we're gonna go ahead and show you the numbers basically before and then after. Now, we're not gonna do any tuning. What we're just gonna do is baseline it, drill the cat. We're gonna take it all out. It's a pain in the butt job, but anyway, we're gonna take it all out, throw it back on here so that you can see the difference in your AFR and the numbers, and then we'll end up tuning it after that. So once it's all freed up. So anyway, we got the bike warmed up. We're getting ready to do the baseline on it now, and we'll start going through the numbers and everything. Alright guys, so we got the Z900 on the lift. We have the slip-on, the Akropovich slip-on off. And I just wanted to show you, this cat is massive. We sized it up. It's about 2.5 inches in diameter, which is pretty big. Normally, whenever we're drilling some of these out, or whenever we modify these, I should say, usually they're only about a 2-inch diameter, so roughly 2.25. This one has a pretty large collector at 2.5 inches. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start taking all of this out. For those of you watching this, this is for off-road use only. Just have to put the disclaimer out there since we are deleting the cat. But anyway, this is a big choking. This is a big restriction point on any bike. That is a major restriction. So we try to always take these out here and just give you a kind of a length. So we're dealing with, it's good like 4 or 5 inches, at least probably 6-inch length here. So we're gonna try to get this all out, and by the time we're done, we'll get it back on the dyno, and we'll see what kind of numbers it produces again. All right guys, so a little update. Yes, we have a messy station, but that's what happens when you're working. So Cam actually took over on this one and let him go ahead and drill this one out. So as you can see, this is a pretty large chunk. This is a good 3-inch or so by 2.5 inch wide in diameter. So we got about 3-inch length. Here's the kicker though. So we got this chunk out, right? This is a huge piece. This is a huge piece, actually. It goes like this. So we got a huge chunk of it out, but as you can see, we still got some more length. So long story short, we went ahead and looked in there, and sure enough, there's another one. So we got to drill out not one, but we have 2 of them in there. So for those of you with the Z900, if you didn't know that, now you know. You got 2 of these in there. It's going to create such a restriction for your bike if you're, trying to extract some power out of it. I can almost promise you it's going to limit your bike. This is a lot of meat to try and breathe through, if you will. The way I always tell everyone, it's kind of like a coffee straw. Now, mind you, we use a hole saw, so we drilled that hole out in the middle just now while we're drilling this cat out. If you look into this one, the hole, we already started on the hole, but needless to say, it actually is super tight. It actually is pretty much sealed all the way through here with that chicken wire, the way they do it. So anyways, we're gonna drill out this second one and keep it moving. So we've had to juggle a few different jobs today, and we're also short-staffed this week. So it's been a little difficult trying to get this job all completed within a timely manner. Luckily, the customer dropped it off. He gave us a week. It's not gonna take a week, but definitely gonna be a couple of days juggling this in between the other jobs that we have going on right now. So needless to say, we got that second little section of the cat out, that second cat, if you will. We got it nice and cleaned out. It is, it's pretty much completely bald in there now. We were able to take out all the little debris. We did a pretty damn good job. Cam did a really good job on this too. We got a lot of this out, and as you can see, it's pretty clean in there. I'm trying to get a decent shot. But it is pretty clean all up in there now. So we definitely fought the good fight during this, and we got a lot of it out. For all of you at home and you're gonna attempt this, I'd say grab some drinks. It's gonna take you at least a couple of hours to knock all this out. Realistically, it's a good fight to get these out usually, especially if you're not cutting these out, this section. If you don't cut this section out, what we used to do when we had an in-house fabricator, we'd cut this along the side here, or we would pull the exhaust and then cut it on the top, and then kind of peel it open like a tin can, and then we'd cut it all out. It was a little bit easier, it took a lot less time, and then we would just weld it back together. Sometimes we'd actually even cut it here, just depends on the pipe. We'd throw it in the vise, drill it out. Again, each method kind of varied depending on the bike that we were working on. But needless to say, this one, it's a straight through system. Luckily, we were able to just get a 2.5 inch in there and just go to town with it and drill it all out. So, and cleaned it up real nicely. And then, like I said, we just kind of cleaned up the edges in there. So, we're good to go now. We're gonna clean the pipe all up, obviously clean the lift all off, and then what we're gonna do is gonna throw the slip-on back on it, and then it'll hit the dyno again, and we'll go ahead and do the another baseline run. We'll do some more baseline runs on it again, and then we'll do the full ECU flash and dyno tune. So again, you guys can see the changes that it's actually gonna do. So for you at home, if you're doing this before you get tuned, this is something that you can expect the bike to do in similar conditions as us. So anyway, at least you'll have a good idea of this. So anyway, guys, stay with us. We're gonna get the slip-on, put it back on, and then it'll hit the dyno. We finally got the catalytic converter all drilled out and everything put back together. We got it back on the dyno, strapped down, blah, 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 blah. So here we go. We are going to re-baseline it now and going to see what those numbers are. Now, admittedly, it is a little cooler out. I am wearing long sleeve. I'm probably gonna throw on my hoodie. It is a little chilly with the fans going. So keep that in your mind. I wanna say before it was a little warmer out, and we also had a little difference in humidity. Again, not really sure. We'll look at all that jazz whenever we look over the final numbers and all that, and we actually go over the graph. Anyway, guys, if you could, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe while we're in the middle of this. If you could, that would mean the world to us. And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get started real quick. All right. So we got the 2019 Z900 all wrapped up, and it picked up really good power. Considering that it still has a stock header, this actually picked up very good power. We're really happy with the results. Now, if you guys want, check out the other video that we did on these bikes when we did an eBay SC project exhaust. That one had great gains as well. So this is a good comparison. Now, these are different days, different dynos, different bikes. However, we still want you to check out that other video, and that way you can kind of see the comparison numbers, if you will, versus what this DCAT stock header with the Acura slip-on, what it did. So without further ado though, let's go over these numbers. So as the bike came in, we have this green line here, which is the baseline with the cat still, and this is literally just the slip-on style exhaust. And here, I'll make it a little thicker so you guys can see. It's gonna be this green line here. So if we look here, on the stab, it goes pig rich. We're down into the 11s. We're at 11.2. It's really hard to see that number, but we're at 11.2 air fuel. It eventually leans out, let's say 6K here, to about 12.1. The leanest that we actually get is 12.5 with the stock system. So it's dumping fuel into this system, guys. We go back being pig rich down into the low 12s, 12.1s, 12.2s, which is absolutely insane how much fuel is getting dumped into the system. So overall, look at this curve. Pretty laggy, if you will. It's slacking quite a bit all the way up to red line. Now it has a good linear pull. Don't get me wrong, it still has a good pull. Again, we could just pull it up, which obviously you can see on the other graphs here. So blue line, DCAT, we drilled it all out. As you guys saw in the video earlier, we drilled it out. It did lean the stab out quite a bit. So here, we'll take this one out where it was 11.2. Now we're at 12.3. So that's a massive jump just from DCAT. That's how much extra airflow now is coming into the motor. The O2 sensor is still connected. A few other sensors are still active. So with that being said, the ECU is still taking over, and it's still adding the extra fuel here. That's why these are very similar pulls up top. The ECU is still compensating. Even though it's more airflow, the ECU is still trying to compensate. So we're only about 2%,
2 to 3% leaner on the top end here, which isn't much. It's still dumping a ton of fuel, and as you can see, we still made more power. We definitely still picked up more power. However, again, just because he added increased airflow, but it still could be a little bit better, clearly. So then what we ended up doing, final tune, we got the air fuel nice and perfect. Now we did have a little dip here, and then it kind of corrected itself. We did take a little bit more fuel out here, but we were fighting a little bit in this section, I remember. So we did try to pull out a little bit more fuel here. However, you know, again, you're gonna have some spots here and there, and where the ECU on these, especially these newer bikes, they're gonna be fighting a little bit more than the older bikes. So and then we had a nice smooth. Again, we had a little blip here, a little lean spot here. We're about 2 to 3% lean, so we threw a little extra fuel up top here as well. But all in all, the bike came in making 110, almost 111 wheel here up top. He's leaving with 119, almost 120. So, you know, I would say it's safe to say we had a good 9-wheel gain, solid 9-wheel gain up top. We'll pick a little midpoint here, and we got a good 4-wheel gain here, and about 3 foot-pounds of torque, 3 foot-pounds of torque or so, and that's about 7,000 RPM. So again, good gains throughout the bike. These are still good gains. I'm still very happy with this. The bike came in again at 110, almost 111 wheel. He's leaving with almost 120 wheel, so a good solid 9-wheel gain there. And overall, peak versus peak, we gained about 4 foot-pounds of torque. So all in all, still happy with these gains, especially for just a decatted system. Nothing super special, still utilizing the same slip-on that he came in with. So again, very impressed, or very happy with these results considering the minor modifications that were made, all in all. So here's the actual before and the after. So you can see we picked up all the way from 6,000 RPM, even down low, the stab, we did pick up a little bit on the stab, but really from around 6,000 RPM up to redline, we made gains all the way throughout. So I'm sure he's very, very happy with the bike. You can't go wrong with gains all the way throughout the power band. Just wanted to say thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have any questions, please ask them down below in the comment section. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. It means the world to us. The channel is growing thanks to you guys, always thanks to you guys, and obviously the help and support we get here in the shop every day. So without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. So comment down below, tell us what you think, tell us what you want to see in the future. We really appreciate you guys. Man, that's about it. We're gonna wrap it up here. So we have another bike that we're getting ready to throw on the dyno, and got another bike that we're gonna show you guys and all the things that we're doing. So anyway, have a great day, guys. Stay safe out there. Happy holidays to everybody, and we'll see you on another episode.